Did you know that seniors over 60 spend countless hours every week searching for items they own but can never seem to find? From misplaced keys to forgotten paperwork, from drawers full of things they haven't touched in years to closets overflowing with clothes that no longer fit, the clutter slowly chips away at time, energy, and peace of mind. Imagine how it feels to live in a home where every object has a purpose, where your surroundings bring calm rather than stress, and where mornings start with clarity instead of frustration. That sense of freedom, of lightness, isn't a dream, it's entirely possible, and it can be achieved through mindful simplicity, a philosophy that has guided generations in Japan to live intentionally and joyfully with less. You don't have to give up cherished memories or meaningful possessions, it's about honoring what truly matters and letting go of what doesn't. By adopting these principles, you can regain hours of lost time, reduce mental clutter, and create spaces that invite calm, comfort, and even a sense of pride in your home. And the beauty of it? You can start today, with small, deliberate steps that make a big difference over time. Before we dive into the steps that will transform your life, don't just watch this video passively, hit that hype button, like, and subscribe. Every tap not only helps this message reach more seniors who are seeking simplicity and peace, but it also makes you part of a growing community that celebrates wisdom, intentional living, and the joy of reclaiming your time and space. Your journey to a lighter, calmer, more meaningful life begins right here, right now. Meet Kaori Tanaka, 68, a Japanese-American retired nurse living in San Francisco. After decades devoted to caring for others, Kaori finally has the time to focus on herself, but her home feels heavy, cluttered, and chaotic. Drawers overflow with kitchen utensils she rarely uses, closets bulge with clothes she no longer wears, and shelves are stacked with decades of keepsakes, souvenirs, and gifts accumulated over a lifetime. Each item carries a memory, a story, or a piece of her past, yet the sheer volume leaves Kaori feeling drained, overwhelmed, and mentally exhausted. Even the simplest tasks, like locating her favorite teacup, finding important documents, or clearing a counter to prepare a meal, have become unnecessarily stressful. The clutter affects more than just her physical space. It seeps into her mind, disrupting her focus, creating anxiety, and even interfering with her sleep, leaving her mornings heavy instead of calm and energizing. Kaori dreams of a home that feels open, peaceful, and intentional, a place where she can breathe freely, move easily, and wake up each day feeling lighter, calmer, and more energized. That's when she discovered Japanese minimalism, a philosophy that emphasizes mindful simplicity, intentional living, and keeping only what truly sparks joy or serves a meaningful purpose. Minimalism, as Kaori learned, isn't about discarding memories or giving up sentimental items. It's about honoring what matters most while releasing the excess that drains energy, clutters the mind, and overwhelms daily life. By thoughtfully curating her belongings, she began to see her home as a sanctuary rather than a source of stress. Through this approach, Kaori uncovered 7 mindful steps that transformed her home and her life. Each step offered a practical, actionable strategy for decluttering, simplifying, and creating spaces that foster peace, joy, and mental clarity. Over time, these strategies allowed her to reclaim hours of lost time, reduce mental clutter, and create a living environment that feels intentional and nurturing. The beauty of these steps is that they aren't complicated, expensive, or restrictive. They are simple, practical, and accessible for anyone over 60 who wants to bring calm and clarity back into their life. In the next section, we'll walk through exactly how Kaori applied these 7 steps, showing how you too can simplify your home, restore serenity, and embrace a lighter, more joyful everyday life. Step 1. Curate joyful essentials. Kanso, simplicity. Kanso teaches that fewer carefully chosen things create calmer days. This step asks you to pause and be honest about what truly adds value to your life, not what feels obligated, convenient, or guilt-driven. Begin with one small area, a single drawer, a shelf, or a tea cabinet. Hold each object slowly. Ask, does this item brighten my day, make a task easier, or restore a memory in a way that still feels warm rather than heavy? If the answer is no, it's a candidate to let go. Kaori's practice was gentle and deliberate. She set a timer for 20 minutes and opened her teacup cabinet. Instead of rushing, she brewed a cup of tea, sat, and held each cup as if greeting an old friend, feeling the weight, the glaze, the memory. She kept 3 favorites: the one she used every morning, the hand-painted cup her daughter gave her, and a small set used for special guests. The rest she photographed, labeled with a short note about the memory, and boxed to donate. Photographing preserved the story, donating shared the joy. To start, Kaori recommends beginning small, just 15 to 20 minutes in one spot. Pair the process with a comfort ritual, like brewing tea, playing soft music, or sitting near a window to calm decision fatigue. Ask yourself 3 simple questions for each item. Do I use it? Does it please me? Does it help my daily life? If an item fails 2 of these, it's time to consider passing it on. For items you're reluctant to release, take a photograph and store it in a digital album with a short caption to preserve the memory. Sitting while sorting avoids strain, and a rolling cart can help move items easily. Arrange donation pickups or ask family to take meaningful pieces. Starting with non-sentimental categories like kitchen tools or linens builds confidence, and labeling boxes with a 6-month revisit date ensures you only keep what you truly need. As Kaori curated fewer, better-loved objects, her home felt lighter and her mind clearer. Mornings became easier, the kitchen quieter, and nights more restful because visual clutter no longer raced through her thoughts. Each kept item became more treasured, and the act of choosing turned into a ritual of gratitude. Photographing heirlooms and sharing short stories with family preserves memory without filling space. Donating to local senior centers or charities allows items to bring joy to others, creating a sense of legacy. Think about this: which single item in your home makes you smile every time? Share it in the comments and tell us why. By applying Kanso with compassion and small, repeatable steps, you create space for the people, activities, and quiet moments that truly matter. Step 2. Declutter memories mindfully. Shibumi, subtle beauty. Shibumi, a key principle of Japanese minimalism, teaches the beauty of subtlety, balance, and understated elegance. When applied to memories, it encourages honoring the past without letting possessions overwhelm your home or mind. By this stage in life, many seniors accumulate decades of keepsakes, photos, letters, souvenirs, and mementos. While these items carry meaning, holding onto everything can create clutter, stress, and a sense of heaviness. The goal is to preserve memories thoughtfully while freeing physical and mental space. Kaori Tanaka, 68, implemented the memory box method to simplify her collection. She chose one small, high-quality box per category: photos, letters, or small mementos, big enough to contain only the most meaningful items. Within each box, she kept what genuinely sparked joy or evoked vivid memories. Everything else was photographed or documented digitally, preserving the memory without retaining the physical object. Items with sentimental value that she no longer needed were carefully donated or passed to family and friends, creating joy for others while lightening her home. Kaori started with a box of family photos, examining each picture thoughtfully. She kept only the images that truly captured cherished moments and gently let go of duplicates or less meaningful shots. Old letters and cards were read, appreciated, and either stored or digitized. This mindful boundary gave her a sense of control, reducing the mental burden that comes with cluttered memories. The emotional benefits were immediate. Kaori felt lighter, more present, and free to enjoy her daily life without the constant visual reminders of the past crowding her mind. Each retained item became more treasured, and the process of letting go became a rewarding ritual rather than a stressful chore. Practical tips for seniors include working in short sessions to avoid fatigue, sitting comfortably while sorting, and pairing the process with calming activities like tea or soft music. Digital archiving can be done with a smartphone or tablet, adding captions to preserve stories for reflection or sharing with family. Sharing items with others enhances the impact. Donating to local charities or passing meaningful keepsakes to family members preserves memory and creates a sense of legacy. As Kaori continued, her home grew lighter, her mind clearer, and she could fully embrace new experiences while honoring her past. Think about which treasured items truly matter to you. Document, store, or share the rest, and discover the subtle beauty of a home and mind freed from excess yet rich with meaningful memories. Step 3. Create calm, functional spaces. Fukinsei, natural flow. Fukinsei, a principle of Japanese minimalism, embraces asymmetry, natural flow, and the idea that spaces should guide movement gently and harmoniously. For seniors, this concept translates into designing a home that supports safety, accessibility, and calm. Over decades, homes can accumulate furniture, decor, and objects that block pathways or create visual chaos. While every piece may have been useful at some point, the arrangement of these items can impact daily life, making movement cumbersome, creating stress, or increasing the risk of trips and falls. Creating calm, functional spaces allows your home to support your body, mind, and overall well-being. Kaori Tanaka, 68, approached this by walking through her home with a careful eye for flow. She noticed that her kitchen counters were crowded with seldom-used appliances and decorative items, which made meal preparation stressful and cluttered her visual field. In the living room, furniture placement forced her to navigate tight corners, increasing the chance of stumbles. To address this, Kaori removed items from countertops, keeping only essentials she used daily, and rearranged furniture to allow wide, unobstructed pathways. She also adjusted lighting to reduce shadows and improve visibility, which added both safety and a sense of warmth. Kaori began with one room at a time, treating each space as a small project rather than an overwhelming overhaul. She focused on functional grouping, keeping cooking tools near the stove, placing frequently used books within arm's reach, and storing seasonal items in labeled bins. By paying attention to natural movement patterns, how she walked from room to room, where she tended to sit, and which areas she used most, she created spaces that supported her habits rather than forcing her to adjust to them. The emotional impact of this step was profound. As counters cleared and furniture shifted, Kaori felt an immediate sense of relief. Her home no longer required constant negotiation, and simple daily tasks became smoother and more enjoyable. The visual simplicity contributed to mental calm, allowing her to relax and focus without distraction. She experienced mornings with less stress, evenings with greater peace, and a renewed appreciation for her surroundings. Practical strategies for seniors include keeping walking paths free of obstacles, using rugs with non-slip backing, placing frequently used items at comfortable heights, and incorporating seating in rooms where standing for long periods may be tiring. Consider soft lighting, open shelving, and multipurpose furniture to maintain flexibility. Even small changes, like repositioning a chair or consolidating a shelf, can create a natural flow that reduces tension and fosters serenity. By creating calm, functional spaces guided by Fukinsei, Kaori transformed her home into an environment that supports safety, efficiency, and emotional well-being. She discovered that thoughtful arrangement not only reduces physical strain but also fosters a sense of order, mindfulness, and freedom, empowering her to enjoy every moment of her day. Reflect on your own home. Which spaces feel restrictive or stressful, and what small changes could create a smoother, more peaceful flow? Begin with one area today and experience the calming effect of a home designed for natural movement and ease. Step 4. Digital Declutter, Seijaku, Tranquility. Seijaku, a principle of Japanese minimalism, emphasizes stillness, calm, and the tranquility that comes from order. In today's world, clutter isn't just physical, it's digital. For seniors, a disorganized digital life can create stress, confusion, and wasted time, whether it's an overflowing inbox, scattered photos, or countless unnecessary files. Just as physical clutter clouds the mind, digital clutter silently drains energy and focus. Reducing it brings clarity, peace, and a renewed sense of control, allowing you to enjoy technology without feeling overwhelmed. Kaori Tanaka, 68, recognized that her devices were a source of subtle stress. Her smartphone gallery had thousands of photos, many duplicates or blurry shots. Emails piled up daily, with subscriptions she no longer used or remembered. Her computer folders were chaotic, making it difficult to find important documents. To regain tranquility, Kaori approached digital decluttering as a mindful practice, just like tidying her home. She allocated specific times each week to review files and emails, treating each session as a small, focused ritual rather than a hurried chore. Kaori started with her photos. She created folders by year or event and removed duplicates, blurry images, and irrelevant screenshots. For meaningful photos, she added captions to preserve memories. Next, she tackled her emails, unsubscribing from newsletters and promotions she no longer needed, and deleting messages that served no ongoing purpose. On her computer and tablet, she organized documents into clearly labeled folders, consolidating what was essential and moving rarely used files into external storage or cloud backups. By structuring her digital world intentionally, Kaori reclaimed mental space she hadn't realized she'd lost. The emotional payoff was immediate. Each cleared inbox and organized folder reduced her sense of digital chaos. She felt more focused, less anxious, and empowered by the ability to locate important information effortlessly. Even daily tasks like sending a message, printing a document, or sharing photos became smoother and more enjoyable. The calm she experienced extended beyond her devices, positively affecting her overall mental state and daily routines. Practical strategies for seniors include setting aside 20 to 30 minutes per session to avoid fatigue, using simple folder structures, labeling clearly, and creating backups to prevent accidental loss. Regularly unsubscribing from unneeded emails and deleting files that no longer serve a purpose keeps the system manageable. Pairing the process with a calming ritual, like tea or soft music, can make digital decluttering feel intentional rather than stressful. Reflecting on this approach, Kaori found that her devices became tools for joy, connection, and creativity instead of sources of tension. A clean, organized digital environment allows seniors to focus on meaningful interactions, hobbies, and self-care. Do you feel more relaxed when your digital space is organized? Let us know. By applying Seijaku to your digital life, you can enjoy mental clarity, reduce daily stress, and reclaim the tranquility that comes from knowing your online world is just as orderly and intentional as your physical home. Step 5. Simplify your schedule, space timing. A central concept in Japanese minimalism, represents the space between things, the pauses, the breathing room, and the timing that allows life to flow naturally. Applied to your daily schedule, emphasizes creating moments of rest, reflection, and meaningful engagement, rather than filling every hour with tasks, obligations, or distractions. For seniors, especially those over 60, schedules can quickly become cluttered with commitments, appointments, and social expectations, leaving little time for self-care, hobbies, or connection with loved ones. Simplifying your schedule brings clarity, reduces stress, and allows life to feel expansive rather than rushed. Kaori Tanaka, 68, recognized that her calendar was overfilled with activities that no longer brought joy or purpose. She felt obligated to attend events, volunteer commitments, or social gatherings that left her exhausted rather than energized. To reclaim control, Kaori began examining her commitments through the lens of She asked herself, does this activity enrich my life? Does it align with my values or passions? Will it leave me feeling fulfilled? If the answer was no, she politely declined or removed it from her calendar. This practice allowed her to create intentional space between appointments, ensuring that her days included meaningful pauses. Kaori also prioritized activities that genuinely brought happiness and fulfillment. She scheduled time for painting, reading, or taking long walks in her favorite park. Family connections became a focus, with phone calls and visits thoughtfully spaced to allow quality time rather than rushed interactions. Even routine tasks were reorganized with purpose. Chores and errands were grouped to reduce stress and allow flexibility. By applying Kaori transformed her schedule from a source of pressure into a rhythm that supported energy, joy, and mental clarity. The emotional payoff was immediate and transformative. By canceling unnecessary commitments and focusing on meaningful activities, Kaori discovered renewed energy, greater presence, and more time to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. She could savor her morning tea without rushing, immerse herself in a hobby without distraction, and feel fully engaged in conversations with family and friends. The mental clarity that resulted from creating intentional pauses reduced anxiety and cultivated a sense of freedom and satisfaction in her daily life. Practical strategies for seniors include reviewing your weekly schedule and identifying obligations that can be reduced or eliminated, setting aside blocks of unstructured time for rest or hobbies, and using digital or paper calendars to visualize and manage your time effectively. It helps to set boundaries around social and volunteer commitments, allowing you to say yes to what truly matters and no to what drains energy. Incorporating short pauses between activities, such as a few minutes of stretching, meditation, or deep breathing, also enhances the sense of ma in your life. Kaori's experience demonstrates that simplifying your schedule is not about doing less, it's about doing what matters most. By embracing ma, seniors can create a balanced, intentional life where each day includes space to breathe, reflect, and connect, fostering fulfillment, happiness, and lasting well-being. Consider your own calendar. Which commitments could you release or reorganize to create breathing room? Start small today and notice how the thoughtful use of space and timing brings calm, joy, and clarity to your life. Step 6. Mindful Possession Maintenance, Seijaku plus Kanso. Combining Seijaku, the principle of tranquility, with Kanso, the principle of simplicity, this step emphasizes not only decluttering but maintaining a mindful relationship with the belongings you choose to keep. For seniors, it's easy for clutter to creep back into your home over time, especially as new items enter your life or old habits resurface. Mindful possession maintenance encourages regular review, thoughtful care, and intentional use of your belongings. It's about appreciating what you own, ensuring it serves a purpose or brings joy, and preventing unnecessary accumulation from disrupting the peace you've created. Kaori Tanaka, 68, embraced this practice as part of her daily and weekly routines. She scheduled short, consistent sessions to walk through her home, touching, inspecting, and organizing items mindfully. For example, once a week she examined her kitchen tools, ensuring utensils were clean, organized, and functional. She polished her favorite teacups, folded her clothing neatly, and placed books and papers in their designated spaces. By treating her possessions with attention and care, Kaori reinforced the value of each item while preventing clutter from reappearing. She also established a habit of asking herself simple, mindful questions whenever she acquired something new. Do I truly need this? Does it bring me joy or serve a meaningful purpose? Will it enhance my life or merely occupy space? Items that did not meet these criteria were returned, donated, or thoughtfully stored elsewhere. This proactive approach helped Kaori maintain a home that remained light, functional, and emotionally uplifting. The emotional payoff of mindful possession maintenance is significant. Kaori experienced daily satisfaction from a well-ordered, intentional environment. She found herself pausing to appreciate the craftsmanship of her objects, the memories they held, and the ease they brought to her routines. Rather than feeling overwhelmed or burdened by belongings, she felt connected, grateful, and grounded. Even small actions, like refolding a favorite sweater or organizing a drawer, became moments of meditation and reflection. Practical strategies for seniors include setting aside 10 to 15 minutes each week for a quick review of a specific area, keeping a small notebook to record items that may need attention or repair, and ensuring that frequently used items are easily accessible. Combining Seijaku's tranquility with Kanso's simplicity also encourages letting go of items that no longer serve a purpose, maintaining only what truly supports your daily life and well-being. Kaori's method demonstrates that possession maintenance is an ongoing, mindful practice, not a one-time effort. By nurturing her belongings thoughtfully and regularly reviewing her possessions, she preserved the calm, clarity, and joy she had worked hard to create. Her home stayed organized, her mind stayed clear, and each object she retained felt meaningful, appreciated, and in harmony with her life. Reflect on your own belongings, which items require care, and which can be released. By maintaining mindfulness in your possessions, you ensure that clutter never returns, while your environment continues to support peace, joy, and intentional living every day. Step 7. Evening Rituals for Peace, Shibumi plus Seijaku. Shibumi, the principle of subtle beauty, combined with Seijaku, the principle of tranquility, guides the creation of mindful evening rituals that bring calm, reflection, and gratitude at the close of each day. For seniors, evenings can easily become rushed or chaotic, catching up on chores, responding to messages, or worrying about the next day. Without a deliberate practice to transition from activity to rest, mental clutter accumulates, sleep suffers, and the benefits of a simplified day can fade. Establishing a consistent evening routine fosters serenity, reinforces simplicity, and allows the mind and body to settle naturally. Kaori Tanaka, 68, designed her own ritual to honor both her physical environment and emotional well-being. Each evening, she brewed a cup of her favorite tea, letting the aroma and warmth center her senses. She then spent 10 minutes journaling, reflecting on meaningful moments, gratitude, and lessons from the day. This practice allowed her to acknowledge accomplishments, release minor frustrations, and focus on positive experiences, helping her mind transition from activity to calm. After journaling, Kaori selected one small area of her home to tidy, perhaps a kitchen counter, a nightstand, or a small shelf. By limiting herself to a manageable task, she avoided feeling overwhelmed while reinforcing the habit of maintaining an orderly environment. The act of returning items to their proper place, wiping surfaces, or folding a small pile of clothes became a meditative moment, connecting her physical space with mental clarity. Finally, she concluded with a few minutes of gentle meditation or deep breathing, focusing on stillness and allowing her body to release tension accumulated throughout the day. The emotional payoff of these rituals was profound. Kaori noticed deeper, more restorative sleep, a lighter mental load, and a sense of closure at the end of each day. She felt gratitude for the simplicity she had cultivated, and the combination of reflection, mindful care, and meditation reinforced her connection to the principles of Japanese minimalism. Each night became a deliberate act of self-care, providing a sense of accomplishment, peace, and readiness for the following day. Practical strategies for seniors include keeping rituals short and manageable, selecting activities that bring genuine calm and joy, and creating a dedicated space that signals relaxation. A small tray for tea, a journal on the nightstand, or a soft cushion for meditation can help establish consistency. Limiting screens and bright lights before bedtime supports restful sleep, while gentle tidying prevents clutter from accumulating overnight. Think about your own evening. What small actions could help you release mental and physical clutter, cultivate gratitude, and prepare for restful sleep? Even a 5-minute practice of reflection, tidying, or gentle breathing can transform how you end the day. By embracing Shibumi and Seijaku, seniors can create an intentional, peaceful close to each day, enhancing overall well-being, reinforcing simplicity, and inviting serenity into every night. What's your favorite way to end the day peacefully? Share below. Kaori Tanaka's journey shows the profound impact of mindful simplicity. From a home overflowing with decades of possessions and cluttered memories, she transformed her space into a sanctuary of calm, order, and joy. Every drawer curated, every surface cleared, every schedule simplified became an intentional act of reclaiming energy, mental clarity, and emotional freedom. She discovered that simplicity is not about losing things. It's about gaining peace, focus, and the space to enjoy life fully. Her mornings now feel lighter, her evenings calmer, and each day carries a sense of purpose and serenity. This transformation demonstrates that intentional, mindful steps, curating joyful essentials, honoring memories thoughtfully, creating functional spaces, decluttering digitally, simplifying schedules, maintaining possessions mindfully, and establishing peaceful evening rituals, can completely reshape the way seniors experience their homes and lives. It's a journey of empowerment, gratitude, and mindful living, showing that age is no barrier to creating spaces and routines that nurture happiness. If this inspired you, hit like, hype this video, and share it with a friend over 60 ready to simplify life. Your engagement not only supports the channel but also helps other seniors discover the transformative power of minimalism. Before you go, don't forget to hype, like, and subscribe. Together, we can grow this community of seniors embracing simplicity, reclaiming their time, and living intentionally. Which step will you try first? Which one spoke most to your heart? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us celebrate your journey toward a simpler, more joyful life.